I'm going to show you how to do a lasagna. This is in case. Again, we're going to a no pasta version. So we're going to use potatoes, sliced potatoes instead. Before that, we're going to use actually a marinara sauce. So I have like, this is from a jar, right? Sadly, these things are hard to find for the marinara, the prepared pasta sauces. They are really hard to find low sodium. I want to just tell you quickly, what does that mean, low sodium? So if you see like a thing like this, you see the nutrition facts, and then you see calories, 50 calories per serving, which is, it says half a cup. That's fine. It's perfectly good tomato sauce in terms of calories. However, this is what you should also look, this number 50, as same thing in calories, as a, at least the level that should be the sodium. Sodium should be 50, the same number, 50 milligrams of sodium. So let's see here. You can't, so I can't show it here. So for this same serving, the sodium here is 380. So that's like more than, what is it, like 6 times, 7 times, more than 7 times what the sodium should be. That is a problem. So, and the thing is, there's not very many available pasta sauces that are low sodium. So I'm just gonna give you a quick tip on what to do. So, because sometimes you can't really do your sauce yourself, right? So this is what we're gonna do. So this is my sauce from the jar. I used some already for my previous, the one I'm gonna show you in my already done lasagna. But anyway, so you're gonna have the sauce from the jar. But then you're gonna add to that just some strained tomatoes, strained tomatoes that you get on a can or in one of these containers. These ones, and I'll show you, these ones have, this is called pomi. Sometimes I see pomi, but and it doesn't even say that it has no sodium, but if you go into look into the thing, it's 5 milligrams of sodium. See, the calories here are 20. So we should expect that the maximum 20 milligrams. So actually it has 5 milligrams. So by adding it, not only you're stretching your sauce, then you can mix it, but you're actually lowering the sodium. It's perfectly fine to freeze whatever is left over that you're not going to use for your recipe. So you're cutting a lot more on the sodium by adding just the strained tomatoes, and it's still going to be nice and delicious. So that's our sauce, and this is what we're going to do. So I have a baking dish that we're going to assemble our, and here are the ingredients. So almost a little bit like with, so I have an eggplant. All of these are optional. So instead of the pasta, we're going to use sliced potatoes or sweet potatoes. It is up to you. We have a zucchini, we have a yellow squash. If you have like a butternut squash or something like that, you can use it. So in this pan, I have a little bit of water going on. I'm going to just quickly show you because we also want some greens in it. So I'm just adding a little bit of water in the pan. And then here I have some Swiss chard, the leaves only, just some leaves. I didn't even chop them much. And then, so we're gonna put them in this pan and let them steam, just like that. It's actually, you know how it makes a lot of it, but it'll steam and then it'll actually turn to a lot less. And then just with that little bit of water, nothing else, nothing more, and that's it. So we're gonna leave it while we assemble the rest of the ingredients. So let's go back to our cutting board here. So first thing, I'm gonna do it by, you can do it in the order you like of the ingredients, doesn't matter. But the first thing is you're gonna get a nice amount of sauce in the bottom of your pan, okay? And then you're gonna start slicing and organizing. So let's do, let's start with some potato. So I have, this is like a red potato. Slice it as thin as possible, but you don't have to go crazy. The beauty of this dish is it'll fully cook the whole thing. The pasta sauce, if you see, is not even warm. You could warm it up and speed a little bit the time in the oven. So we're gonna slice our potatoes as thin as possible. If you have a mandolin, you can use one, but it's really not like that. So anyway, so that's a potato. Of course, I keep the skin on. That's also great for fiber. And then we're going to start assembling into our dish. I like to slightly overlap this layer, the layers. It's perfectly fine. It actually will, and I'll show you later, it'll hold out better, especially if you can cook it and serve it immediately, or then you can cook it, let it cool, then cut it, and then it's easier to handle once it's sliced. So some of them are a little thicker than others. It's okay. And it fully is going to cook. And now pick another vegetable. So I'm going to get the zucchini, which look at the size of this big zucchini. I can start on this side. Again, as thin as possible. So basically, you're going to pick a couple of layers of the vegetables, and then the greens, the wilted greens, and continue doing layers. So now the zucchini right there, I'm going to also do a layer. Make sure to, yeah, press it a little bit. But the sauce is what basically is gonna go and get hot in the oven and cook it through the whole layers. The potato, the squash, we can put carrots in it. I was gonna show you another thing. This is obviously vegetarian, but you can do any kind of beans for if you want a little bit of protein. I want to show you this one. This is called tempeh. This is a product made out of soybeans. It's slightly different than tofu. It's more assertive. It has like I like its taste. It comes in this block like this. So it's also fermented, but it's not like funky or anything like that. So you can just crumble it. You should also look in the sodium content of this. This actually is it's like no salt added. So that is also great because sometimes we hear about those veggie crumbs that they can sell you like for vegetarians, and they're almost like, they look like almost in like a sausage packing or something. They tend to be very high in sodium as well. So if we're trying to avoid sodium or limit it, then so you can just crumble it, and this is gonna be, we're gonna just add it in. So I want to also show you for now how my wilted greens are going. Yeah, now I can see it's kind of steaming a little bit. This is done. Look, so I can turn the heat off, turn it and put it to the side. Just gonna let it cool lightly, and then we'll add it. But see how quick we did that? So meanwhile here, we're gonna do another layer. So you can, in this case, you can season a little bit with pepper. If you got some oregano, add a little bit of sprinkle of oregano. Remember, we have already some pasta sauce in the in our tomato sauce mix. So it's pretty, you don't need to add extra salt in here. So again, just make another layer like that. This is where, say, you can then add the crumbled tempeh. And a little goes a long way. So that little block of tempeh, just so you know, it's about 2.5 serving sizes for this, and each one has a 3-ounce serving has 18 grams of protein, so it's pretty good in protein. Oh, now I'm gonna do a little bit of carrots. Same thing. Very as thinly sliced as possible. If you want extra garlic in it, you can put a little bit more chopped garlic and sprinkle it in here. This, I like the largest carrots, and just this one you can just sprinkle around like this. And this is it. You just continue. So remember, we did one layer of the potato on the bottom part. So either we do another layer of potato, or let's do the sweet potato. We'll actually add a little bit. This is a white sweet potato. It's a little, I've had it for a little bit of time. So it's a little, I'm gonna peel this one. I usually wouldn't, but this is a pretty dried skin now. So I don't want it to be, I don't know, a little hard or dry because of the skin. So in this case, you know, it's what it is. I'm not gonna throw it away. I just rinse it and peel it. This is a white sweet potato. It's really nice and really sweet. Again, with a lot of vitamin E. Same thing, do your thin slices. And layer it. Again, bring your, so this is just a little bit of organizing yourself to do the layers. And then you could do a big, this is a small container because I did a little one before, but you can do a much larger container. And then it freezes well. You can, you know, serve it one night, and then the leftovers you can just freeze and then use at another time. I love this one, especially in the winter. It's just like really stick to your ribs. It's really good. There's nothing bad in adding instead the layers of lasagna pasta, especially if you do it with whole wheat pasta. It's fine. It's just I wanted to show you like a different version that doesn't have pasta. The pasta is somewhat processed, so and not the sweet potatoes aren't, or the potatoes aren't. So that's why. So at this point, just make sure you're going to leave a little bit of space to the rim of the thing because it'll still bubble in the oven. Let me put a little. Oh, I didn't put the greens. So let's put the greens now. I'm going to get a little bit high up. And then put it on a rim baking sheet just in case it bubbles up. You do not need to cover it with, you can cover it with foil if you want, or you don't, or if you don't have like a lid, an oven safe lid, it's okay. The big thing here is just to add lots of the sauce on top. Like that. Because you'll see how that just bubbles up and cooks as much as then like with the back of the ladle, spread. Make sure also in the corners here you have plenty of sauce because the corners will go down to the bottom and keep cooking everything. It's a little bit over the one I wanted, but it will be fine because I'll put it in a sheet, I'll show you. And it's fine if it goes over a little bit. Just like that. And then it goes in a 400-degree oven, so a hot oven, for like about an hour. So then you leave it in there, put it in there, and I'm going to show you one that I did earlier. So I actually did it and then let it cool, and then I took it out of the mold so that it makes it like, it's like a little nice case. So if you see on the side, so there's like the layers of the carrot.
It looks like a meatloaf.
It does look like a meatloaf, yeah.
Yeah,
but it
right?
has like the layers of the tomato and stuff. So now it's pretty hardy. I use a serrated knife for this. And then you can just carefully go and do your slice like that. I'm gonna show you, and then see, I'm gonna show you how. So this is how you can layer it up, then serve it really nice and warm. And you can put a little bit more sauce over it and then sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese at the end if you want. And that's it. This is your like nice lasagna, pasta-free lasagna.
Oh, it looks so good, JP. I love the layers. You see all the layers really clear.
Yeah, so yeah, that's great because you can leave them and then it'll set in the container and then you can, remove it and cut it really easily. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. That looks great.
You could use like some chickpeas, for example, garbanzo beans. You can use cannellini or the white beans. Any of these ones will do. just and put it on a layer, like the cannellini white beans. That would be
Hmm.
great. Just like drain them and put them on a layer, as I did with the crumble of the thing. So that way you can add some of that protein, but it's not
Hmm.
necessary. If you're looking for low blood pressure, one of the big things that has a lot of sodium is cheese. Cheese
Yeah.
has in its own a lot of sodium in it. So that's why
Yeah.
you have to definitely be careful. So remember, anything packaged, and cheese also can be very salty. So that's why you need to be careful with it. If it's a veggie packaged cheese, also it probably it's processed and also will have a lot of sodium in it, most likely. So just check on the sodium. Check how high is it compared to the calories per serving. It should be 1 to 1. But if not, you can add a little bit. Yeah, depending, remember, also in the amounts. It's just a little bit goes a long way. Just don't add tons of it.